Hello and welcome to Rathod's IAS. Today in this video, we are going to see current affairs of 11th August 2023. So let's get started with our discussion. So first we are going to see brief introduction regarding the topics, and later on we are going to see detailed analysis of topics, and we are going to see from all the dimensions, that is 360 degrees, so what is important from that topic we are going to discuss. And even if there is any important thing that we have to discuss from the static point of view, we are not going to resist that. We are also going to discuss that static part also. And at last, I will be showing you the PDF of The Hindu. So we are thinking that we have to update with our technology, and we are going to get digital panel soon. And if we are getting that, so we are going to have live discussions also. Okay, don't worry about that. And one problem with the live here is you have to attend on time. Okay. So now let us try to see the first topic, that is about India-Myanmar quandary, its paradoxical policy. So here you have to know about India and its neighborhood. India and its neighborhood. So as you all know that India is directly sharing border with how many countries? So please let me know in the comment box. So we have Pakistan, we have Nepal, we have Bhutan, Bangladesh, and even with this Myanmar also India is sharing boundary directly. So what is the issue here? The issue is Myanmar's junta. So Myanmar, it is under coup. So it has been more than 2 years. So now we have to see how it is going to impact India-Myanmar relations. So in this context, what is important from UPSC point of view? So here you have to see exactly, so what are the relations or area of cooperation between India and Myanmar, and you have to understand why we are bothering about this Myanmar. So why Myanmar is important for India, and what are the issues and challenges that we are facing with Myanmar. So all these things are important, okay, and this topic is important from your international relations, and exactly this topic is absolutely important from your mains. And from prelims also, there is a chance of getting question from your map based question that you can get from this topic. And next topic is needed intervention. So already you know that yes, there is increase in number of tigers. So because of increasing number of tigers, yes, we are going to have a cause of concern, that is there might be increasing of human animal conflict, because in news number of times we discussed about man-eater animals or man-eater tigers. So whenever we are not focusing on the habitat, or whenever we are not going for restoration of habitat of this tiger, on another side, whenever there is increasing of tiger population, yes, that will be have adverse impact on the human life. So what we have to do? So we have to see some lessons from MP what it did. So it focused on prey. That means we have to increase the food for this tiger. And we have to ensure there is a proper place for the movement of this tiger. So if there is less area, means what happens? They will have a tendency to come out of their habitat, and they will come in contact with the humans. That will lead to human-animal conflict. So here this article is talking about increasing the number of tigers and what are the steps can be taken by the government to make it sustainable. And this topic is important from your environment and ecology from your GS paper 3. And here you can get a chance of both prelims and mains question. So mains you can get analysis based question like what can be done. So what are the reasons behind the increasing of one number of tigers. And from prelims point of view you can get which state is having highest number of tigers. So please let me know in comment box. And apart from that, you can also get a question regarding Project Tiger. Okay, Project Tiger. So these are some important things that you have to focus. And next topic is about China's deflation. So yesterday we discussed just a title regarding this article, that is China is facing deflation, and I asked her to tell me what is deflation, right? And many of you yes gave the good replies regarding what exactly deflation is. I congratulate you students. And here you have to see what is the cause of concern regarding this China's deflation. So here we are going to discuss what is this deflation. So what are the causes of the deflation and what is the impact. And not only impact, we have to see how government can address this deflation. So all these points comes under your static syllabus. We are going to discuss that absolutely. And next one here is bill seeks to remove CJI from panel that picks CEC and EC. So what is the CEC? That is Chief Election Commissioner. So what is this EC? That is Election Commissioner. So here we are going to come up with a bill, and this bill it is going to amend. It is going to remove the role of CJI in appointing CEC and EC. So this will be a very important topic from your polity. And here you have to see Election Commission topic, and especially you can see this topic in your Lakshmikant. So please open this Lakshmikant and go through this topic called as ECI. And here you have to focus on selection panel. So who are the members now according to this new bill? And this topic is at most important from your polity, and you can expect both prelims and as well as mains question from this area. And next one here is India's GPS, that is NAVIC, can be linked to other enrollment devices. So this article here we have to focus on what is NAVIC. So in the same version, if you see your mobile, so if you are using Google Maps, so there we are using this GPS, that is Global Positioning System. So this GPS, it is not India's, it is USA. So we are taking USA's. So here we are going to end the agreement. Okay, so we have already reached the target or timeline to use this GPS of USA. So now we have to shift towards NAVIC. So because of this, we are making number of steps to make this NAVIC operational. So this topic is important from your science and technology, which comes under your GS paper 3. And next topic is about special economic zones. Okay, so here this article says that in northeastern part of our country, the special economic zones, they need to start operation. They had not yet been started operations, and this topic is important from your economy. And here you have to see some facts regarding this SEZ. So what is significance, what are the applications, so why we need this SEZ, etc. So all these are very important from both your prelims and as well as mains topics, and we are going to cover both static and as well as dynamic. So one thing I want to say here is, so because of my twins and because of a hectic schedule, sometimes the video will be posted late. Okay, so even though we will be trying to post video on that day itself, it is for 100% sure. So don't skip Hindu analysis. So try to watch from ending, from starting towards ending, so that you will be getting lot of important points and you will be understanding the static syllabus also. Okay, and we will make you to understand how to read Hindu newspaper. Okay, so now let us try to see the first topic. It is about India-Myanmar relations. So actually here, if you're talking about Myanmar, we are sharing boundary directly with Myanmar. That means, so this topic comes under India and its neighborhood. So if you're talking about this India-Myanmar relations, so July 31st and August 1st, they recorded as a very crucial dates in the history of Myanmar because of ongoing tragedy. So on this July 31st, the acting president of Myanmar announced the 4th extension of emergency for another 6 months. And later on, what happened on August 1st, military regime decided to release several political prisoners and even reduced the sentences imposed on Aung San Suu Kyi, and also deposed president was also moved out of prison to house arrest. So because of this, yes, now we can see the sensational thing which is happening in Myanmar. So here we are not focusing on what is the political issue of Myanmar, but here we are going to see this issue from UPSC point of view. So what is the importance of Myanmar? So why India needs to bother what is happening in this Myanmar? Because if you see the location of Myanmar, it is strategically located. It is strategically located. So we are sharing land boundary, and even we are sharing this maritime boundary in Bay of Bengal. So because of this, it is very important. And Myanmar, which helps to access India with the Southeast Asian nations. Okay, so because of this, yes, Myanmar is very important. So if you are not having good relations with Myanmar, so India's access to this Southeast Asia will be declined or denied. So for this, yes, we need proper help of Myanmar. And this one is to counter China also. Myanmar plays a very important role because of the help of Myanmar under this Sagar vision. So India developed Sitwe port, okay, so which is countering to Chinese Kyopu port in Myanmar. And even for maintenance of internal security also, because especially in this northeastern states, so tribal people will be living, and these tribal people, many of them, they will be moving across the border of India and Myanmar. So here, if you want to maintain peace and stability and security in this region, yes, we need help of Myanmar. And next one is, even for economic cooperation, so we need help of Myanmar. Especially Myanmar is one of the India's largest trading partner also. And not only that, India invested in a lot of projects in Myanmar. For example, in energy, in infrastructure, in agriculture, etc. So for this, yes, Myanmar is absolutely important. And next one is even cultural ties. So here, if you're talking about cultural ties, you can talk about Buddhism. Actually, it is one of the major religion in Myanmar. So actually, this Buddhism, which originated in India but had been spread to the nearby countries, and now in Myanmar, Buddhism is one of the major religion. And if you're talking about areas of cooperation between India and Myanmar, so you can study under the different side heads. For example, from economy point of view, from connectivity point of view, etc. So from economy point of view, yes, there is a good bilateral trade between India and Myanmar. And you're also having duty-free tariff preference scheme for this Myanmar. And if you're talking about connectivity issues, so yes, in 2001, India inaugurated Tamu Kalewa Kalamyo Highway. Okay, so it is also called as India-Myanmar Friendship Road. And even recently we came up with this Kaladan multimodal project. So we are connecting this northeast. And next one here is India, Myanmar, Thailand. We are also having the trilateral highway, that is called as Asian Trilateral Highway. So it is helpful to connect Asian countries. So in this way, Myanmar plays a very important role for the maintaining of connectivity with Southeastern nations or Asian countries. And even there is a cooperation in the development also. So India already extended $2 billion as soft loans to this Myanmar. And we are also having collaboration in research and as well as in institutes, okay, IT, etc. And even the defense also we are having cooperation. So we have bilateral army exercise, it is called as IMBACs. And we are focusing on building and promoting closer relations with armies of both the sides. And even we're also having multilateral partnership. So these India and as well as Myanmar, they are the members of different groupings or organizations. So which are those groupings? The first one is ASEAN. Okay, so ASEAN, Myanmar is a member, but India is not a member. And even BIMSTEC, yes, BIMSTEC, India and Myanmar both are friends. Right? So in this way what happens? So we are focusing on bilateral relations. So this will add the significance in the context of Act East policy and Look East policy of India. And now let us try to understand, even though we are having a lot of areas of cooperation and even we understand the importance of this Myanmar. So what are the issues between India and Myanmar relations? So between India and Myanmar, yes, we have obviously issues. So first one is because of military coup. Okay, so because of this recent coup by military junta here, it is difficult for India to balance strategic and economic interest. And this one is, so there is weakening of trade relations because of Myanmar junta. And there is also internal security issues. It is also one of the major concern for India. And next one is, so there is a free movement regime also. So this movement regime, free movement regime which means exploited, okay, exploited by militants and even cross-border criminals, illegal transportation of weapons, and even drug trafficking is also one of the important cause of concern when you're talking about this Myanmar. And even between India and Myanmar, we are also having trust deficit. Trust deficit which has widened in India-Myanmar issue, okay. And even China, it is also one of the important factor. Okay, so these are some important challenges and issues between India and Myanmar. So now let us have a look over the map. So this part is India and this is the northeastern part which is sharing boundary with Myanmar. And here we have this Sittwe port and this is Bay of Bengal. So here we are sharing land boundary and even here we are having maritime boundary which we are sharing with this Bay of Bengal. And other countries sharing boundary with this Myanmar, here is China is there, and here we have Laos, here we have Thailand. Okay, So now let us try to see the next topic. It is about increase in number of tigers and what is the cause of concern. And as I said, this topic is important from environment and ecology, which comes under GS paper 3. And this topic is important from both your pre and mains point of view. So now let us try to see this topic in detail. So this article is talking about increase in the number of tigers. So Wildlife Institute of India, that is WII, and National Tiger Conservation Authority, NTCA and WII, so they are responsible for quadrennial tiger census. So tiger census will be released in once in every 4 years. Okay, so WII, Wildlife Institute of India, and National Tiger Conservation Authority, so they are responsible for this quadrennial tiger census. So that means, so this tiger census, that is counting of number of tigers, we are going to have a report, and this report will be released in once in every 4 years. And actually recently we came up with the recent study of number of tigers in India. So Madhya Pradesh is the second time in the 8 years which reported 785 tigers. So while many factors they contribute for the increased number of tigers in MP. So first one here is, so state have a balance between predator and as well as prey population. Okay, predator means the animal which is a higher level, and prey means, so prey is nothing but the food of this higher animal. So here they are maintaining proper ratio of predator and food. And even they came up with a reintroduction of Barasingha, that is swamp deer, to new habitats such as Satpudha and Bandhavgarh, and even Gaur is called as Indian bison, to the Bandhavgarh and Sanjay Dubri tiger reserves. And they also introduced other prey like Chital. Chital is a spotted deer and which has been successfully implemented in Satpudha and Sanjay tiger reserves, Nardehi, Kuno, Gandhinagar wildlife sanctuaries. So because of all these things, yes, that led to increasing of prey base in these tiger reserves. And even not only they came up with introducing, but even they focused on tracking, dating and capturing animals, and they started keeping them temporarily enclosure until they reach sufficient numbers. Okay, and even if you're talking about recently we came up with amendments to this Forest Conservation Act of 1980. So because of this new amendments, yes, there is one cause of concern that so forest land is diverted for non-forest use. So what happens, so whenever this forest land which is diverted to the non-forest use, that will lead to fragmentation of habitats. So there will be decreasing of this forest area. So whenever the forest area is decreasing, then what happens, the area which is required for this tigers to move will be decreased automatically. So because of this, there is a cause of concern that will increases human-animal conflict. And this is the one important issue which also highlighted in this article, right? So India, which is coming up with number of conservation efforts. So right from conception of this project Tiger, so we came up with restoring of beast number in the way that it coexists with the humans. So here government finding it harder to maintain connected forest landscapes and to ensure man and the beast stay within their confines. So here what happened, we have to increase predator prey base. So you want to ensure that there will be no human animal conflict. So we have to focus on increasing of predator prey base or prey balance. So this is the thing which mainly said by this article. And now let us try to see the next topic. It is about China's deflation. So what is a cause of concern now? So this topic is at most important from your economy, and economy comes under your GS paper 3. So especially students who are beginners, so I request you to by heart the syllabus. Then only you can understand what are the topics that we are going to discuss and from which topics we can connect it. So if you're talking about this China's deflation, so consumer prices in China declined for the first time in over 2 years in July. So consumer prices in India declined for first time in over 2 years in July. So consumer price index declined 0.3% in July from year earlier. So here this article says that yes, consumer price in China has been declined. That means there is a condition called as deflation. So what exactly meaning of deflation? So it is opposite to inflation. So deflation means the general decrease in the price of goods and services. So there is a general decrease in the price of goods and services. So it is called as deflation. So because of this, what happened? The purchasing power of currency will be rises. So this is the one important thing. So what are the causes? The first one is whenever there is increasing of supply. So supply is increased in the market on one side, and on another side there is decreased demand. So because of this, that will lead to the price fall, and even it will happen during the recession period. So during the recession period, people, they will be having less confidence about the economy, and they will be not spending the much money in the market. And even whenever there is increased supply, okay, so whenever there is increased production of goods at a lower cost, then that will also lead to the price decrease. And even whenever there is some money supply in the market decreased, so if there is no money in my hands, how can I go to shop and how can I bring the things that I need, right? I will be not bringing. So because of this decreasing of money supply also, that will lead to this deflation. So what will be the impacts? So first one is, yes, whenever there is no demand, automatically the economy of that country will fall down, right? So the economy of that company or that country will be fall down, and business will be affected. So there will be low businesses. So if there is no demand, for the goods, so why these companies will produce more and more goods? And next one is, it will be hurting investments and as well as hiring plans, and even that will lead to increased unemployment rates, and even there will be lower demand for the capital goods, such that will be having negative impact on overall investments. And we can also see there is decrease in asset price, for example stocks, real estates, etc. And even that will decrease the consumer spending as well. So these will be the possible impact of this deflation. So how can we control, whether we can control this or not? Yes, of course. So we have central banks in each and every country. So central banks, they can implement this monetary policy adjustment. So it can come up with expansionary monetary policy. So expansion means we have to increase money supply in market. That means we have to decrease interest rates. And this one is fiscal stimulus. That means government can increase spending by any infrastructure development projects, etc. Then what happens? So money will be there in hands of people, and they will go to market and they will make demands. And this one is currency depreciation. So we can go for depreciation of the currency so that we can improve our exports to the other countries, so that it can boost our demand and increase the revenue for this domestic producers. And even this step will help to counter deflation. So if you're talking about next one, that is structural reforms. So we can implement these structural reforms to enhance productivity and to increase competitiveness, and even we can promote innovation and stimulate the economic growth, right? So these are some important things that you have to remember regarding this deflation. And now let us try to see the next topic. Title says, Bill seeks to remove CJI, that is Chief Justice of India, from panel that picks CEC and ECs. Yes, this topic is at most important because it is amendment which is going to have significant impact, and I'm expecting that in tomorrow's and in next 1 week or 15 days we will be getting editorials on the role of CJI. Okay, CJI regarding appointment of CECs and as well as ECs. So this topic is at most important from your polity. So now let us try to see the context. So in a controversial move, here Union government introduced a bill to remove CJI, that is Chief Justice of India, from a panel to select the Chief Election Commissioner and as well as election commissioners. So in a controversial move, Union government introduced a bill, and this bill, it is to remove CJI, that is Chief Justice of India, from a panel and to select Chief Election Commissioner and as well as election commissioners. So if you see details, it says that instead of CJI, the 3-member panel would now have a union cabinet minister besides the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha and Prime Minister who would head it. So here we are going to have a 3-member panel, and this 3-member panel now would have cabinet ministers besides the leader of opposition in the Lok Sabha, and Prime Minister will be heading that. So Chief Election Commissioner and election commissioners, they are appointed. Okay, so here regarding this appointment process and the selected panel, so here we are going to come with an amendment, that is Chief Election Commissioner and other election commissioners appointment, conditions of the service and term of office bill 2023. So talking about some facts here, so Election Commissioner and Chief Election Commissioner appointment bill was introduced in Rajya Sabha, and actually it repeals Election Commission Conditions of Service of Election Commissioners and Transaction of Business Act of 1991. And actually we are talking about Election Commission, which is talked in our Indian Constitution under Article 324. So under this it says that Election Commissioner will be there and Chief Election Commissioner and such other members of Election Commissioners as the President may decide. So Election Commissioner consists of whom? This Chief Election Commissioner and also Election Commissioners. So who they will appoint? They will be appointed by the Honorable President. And here it adds that CECs and as well as ECs, they are appointed by a President, and this is based on a recommendation of selection committee. So this selection committee consists of a Prime Minister as a chairman. So we have the leader of opposition in Lok Sabha, and also we have a union cabinet minister who is nominated by Prime Minister as member. So if leader of opposition in Lok Sabha has not been recognized, the leader of single largest opposition party in Lok Sabha will be assumed the role. Okay, so these are some important key changes under this amendment. And next topic, it is about NAVIC. So this is very important. So Indian GPS nothing but NAVIC to be linked to Aadhaar enrolled devices or Aadhaar enrollment devices. So if you are talking about this article, which is important from your science and technology, so here you have to focus on word NAVIC. Okay, NAVIC is Indian GPS. So why it is in use? So navigation with Indian constellation or NAVIC. So it is a 7 satellite system. So how many satellites are there? That includes 7 satellites, and that makes up India's version of American GPS. So American GPS is nothing but global positioning system. So it will soon integrate it into Aadhaar enrollment devices across the country. So this is the thing which is said by Department of Space. So if you see details, it says that this NAVIC, it is independent and it is also regional navigation satellite system, and this system is designed to provide position information in the Indian region and 1500 kilometers around the Indian mainland. So this IRNSS, which provides 2 types of services. So what are those services? The first one is standard positioning services and next one is restricted services to the authorized users. So where we can use that? So what are the applications in terrestrial, aerial and marine navigation, in disaster management and vehicle tracking, and integration of mobile phones, and also precise timings and mapping and geodetic data we can collect. And next one is terrestrial navigation, which has for the hikers and as well as the travelers, and we can also use that for visual and voice navigation for divers. So these are the some important applications. So what is significant? So what can we maintain? So we maintain national security. So we can maintain national security. So for maintenance of national security also, so this NAVIC is very important. And next one is, so we can increase the reliability on the data, and this data will be most accurate and will also help for tackling of disaster management and even for South Asian and regional cooperation also. So this will be very important. Okay, so this is the significance. And now let us see next topic. It is about Northeast Special Economic Zones yet to start operations. So this article is very important from your GS paper 3 under economy point of view. So now let us try to see this topic in detail. So if you see context, it says that none of the 5 approved special economic zones in Indian Northeast approved between 2007 to 2021. So in Northeast, there is no proper development of special economic zones. That is the thing which mainly said. And here the Parliamentary Standing Committee on Commerce, which has urged that here government to come up with a new industrial development scheme for this northeastern region, because there is no proper approval of this SEZ, that is special economic zone. So here, because of this stressing on this northeastern states, here SEZ, like the other rest of the India, we have 270 SEZ. So but here in the northeast region we would not have. So here, what exactly is the special economic zone? So it is an area in a country, so that is subject to different economic regulations. So economic regulations of this SEZ, they tend to be conducive to and attract foreign direct investment. So even it facilitates rapid economic growth also. And even so, functioning of this special economic zone is governed by 3-tier administrative setup. For example, we have secretary, we have Department of Commerce, etc. So if you're talking about this special economic zone policy, so this policy has been launched in April 2000, and later on we passed an act in 2005. And what are the salient features? So designated to have a duty-free enclave, and that enclave to be treated as a territory outside the customs territory of India, and we are going to use that for special economic zone. So here, if you're talking about some important details here, so here under this special economic zones, what are the benefits? So there is no need of taking a license. So manufacturing or service activities, they will be allowed here, and the unit shall receive positive net foreign exchange to be calculated cumulatively for a period for 5 years, and the domestic sales are the subject to full customs duty, and as well as import duty is in force. So SEZ units, they will have freedom for subcontracting, and there is no routine examination by the customs authorities of export or import cargo. So these are some important advantages of this SEZ. So I hope it is very much clear. So now let me make a small announcement. So we in Rathod's IS, we came up with this daily means answer writing course. And under this course, daily one question will be given. It will be not burdening you at all. And on another side, it will be helpful for improving of your answer writing skills. So we are going to give the detailed schedule for next 1 year, what you have to read and which topic you have to read, along with the micro listing of topics. And this course covers your entire GS syllabus, GS1 to GS4. And here we are also providing the questions on case study and essay on Sundays. So for each and every question, so we provide you with a model answer. And not only that, we are also going to have detailed evaluation of answer that you wrote, and we are also having live answer writing practice. And if you want to enroll to this course, so please visit our website www.rathodsisacademy.com, or else you can call me on this number 8074765513, and I will be the person who is talking if you are called to this number, and I will be resolving your doubts. Okay, so try to join this course. It's absolutely beneficial, and if you don't want to pay money in one go, so you can pay in 2 installments. Okay, so now let us try to see today's Hindu newspaper PDF. So this is our Hindu newspaper PDF. Date is August 11th and today is Friday. So the first topic is about Manipur issue. So peace will be restored in Manipur. So PM assures in Lok Sabha. And next topic is about bill seeks to remove CJI from panel that picks CEC and ECs. And if you move on, I discussed this topic regarding Indian GPS Navic to be linked to Aadhaar enrollment devices. And you can leave this city page. And in the states page, page number 4, you can see ISRO gears up for soft landing of Chandrayaan 3. So here you have to focus on what is a soft landing. And here you can see small articles, that is cloudburst. So cloudburst is very important concept from geography point of view. And so is money laundering. So you have to understand what is this money laundering for sure. And if you move forward, so the most of them we can see advertisements are there in our Hindu newspaper. And in this editorial page, I discussed about this RBI's inflation. Okay, RBI's inflation fighting metal will be tested in the months ahead. So you have to go through this article once, and this topic is at most not at all important. And next one is Myanmar article. So I discussed about this India-Myanmar article in detail. And next one is needed intervention. I discussed about this tiger population in MP. And the next topic is about should there be a blanket ban on smartphones in schools. So please let me know your opinion regarding this, whether we have to allow the smartphones in the schools or not. And please tell me what will be the impact. Either it may be positive or either it may be negative. And in text and context, I discussed this topic regarding China's deflation, a cause for concern. I discussed this topic. And if you move on in this news page, so there is one article regarding collegium proposes transfer of Gujarat High Court to Patna. So here you have to see this topic regarding transfer of judges and even role of collegium. Okay, so please let me know about those two things in the comment box. And if you move forward, here you can see one important topic here is India, Japan studying ways to restart trilateral cooperation with Sri Lanka. So we are going to have cooperation with Sri Lanka with the help of Japan. And next one is soon artificial intelligence will allow you make a UPI payment using voice. So this article is also very important. And here we are going to have the sensors so that they will be identifying the voice also. And in this business page, you can see there is one article that is MPEC Monetary Policy Committee holds the rates and lifts financial 24 inflation forecast to 5.4% because of the stagnation of the growth. And this one is Northeast SEZ yet to start operations. I discussed this topic. So these are some important articles that appeared, and here you can see wildfire destroys Hawaiian town. So this is also one of the important thing, and it is also one of the important consequence of climate change that we are facing now. So these are some important topics that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. So by this I am concluding. So please subscribe to Rathod Science Academy and don't forget to like and share this video to your friends. So I wish you are going to join this main handwriting practice soon, and so that we are going to meet on live. So by this I am concluding. Thank you so much.